Hi guys, it's Tamara coming back at you with another video. Let's go ahead and jump right in. All this week we've been talking a lot about suicide, and my book, Understanding and Helping Suicidal Adolescents, Therapeutic Strategies for Parents and Teachers from a Trauma Therapist, will be published February the 1st in Kindle format. You can also get it in a Nook format. And then May the 1st, in recognition of Children's Mental Health Awareness Month, we're going to be focusing on suicide, but also my paperback version of the book is going to be published and sold where books are sold. So all this week I've been talking to clients and people across the world and people on Twitter and YouTube about suicide, and the topic has been, why do people consider suicide? Why don't they consider medication? Why don't they consider and feel comfortable with just therapy? Why are they choosing suicide? So I think by the end of this video, you're going to be able to have a conversation with someone and say, look, here's the various reasons why some people choose suicide. It is what it is. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to give you 4 of the reasons why I think most people consider suicide. So the first thing that I think is often a motivator for a lot of people is what I call existential questioning. Existential questioning is the act of asking yourself or other people about the reason for life. Why is this happening, right? Why do I feel this way all the time? Why can't I have what I want in this life, right? Why are we all here? Why are we, participating in daily life in a monotonous, continuous pattern? What's all of this for? Why do I have to get up, stress myself out trying to get to work on time only to make money to pay bills? Why am I here? If we're talking about an adolescent may say, why do I have to get good grades? Why can't I just date who I want to date? Why am I always in trouble? Why do I have a curfew? Why am I being bullied? Why do I have to get good grades? Why am I in school, right? Those are existential questions. If you ask me, asking the $1 million question, what is this all about? And so I'm a firm believer that a lot of people consider suicide when they can't figure out the various reasons why things are happening to them. Why should I do this and that if it's only gonna, end up, being not what I want, right? Why should I stress myself, developing and maintaining a relationship only to later get a divorce? Like, why? Why was I pregnant for 3 to 4 months and then I lost the baby, right? Why did I play football and somebody hit me the wrong way, injured my spine, and now I can't walk anymore? So these are all existential questions, and I think we all have them. For me personally, I have lots of existential questions, not as much as I used to. Because of course I've gotten older and, I understand things a little bit better and my faith keeps me grounded. But I used to have existential questions. And they can make you feel very hopeless. For a lot of people, and primarily adolescents who are very emotional and dramatic and they have, little knowledge about the world, those existential questions can seriously lead to suicidal thoughts, right? If you're not getting the answers from people that you seek, or if you're not getting the answers from people that you want, the reality of that can feel so cold, and it can lead you or the teenager to start considering suicide as an option out of all of this chaos. Okay, so that's one reason. The second reason is religious questioning or questioning of one's faith. Understanding God is an interesting journey, right? It's a very abstract concept that there's a God who's controlling everything. There's a God who's showing us how we need to live and showing us how we need to think and guiding us, right? But there's also some teenagers who are confused about a God, right? What kind of, God should I follow? Or, what is faith, right? The other question that a lot of my adolescent clients ask me is, Why do I have to go to church every Sunday? Like, is God going to punish me because I don't go to church every Sunday? So those kind of questions, religious and faith-based questioning, can definitely lead to suicidal thoughts, right? Nobody can tell you what God looks like. Nobody can tell you, right? Why do I have to go to church every Sunday? For the most part, everything is based on the way that we as humans have designed it. And so for a lot of kids, they don't understand that. They want to know, why can't life be this way, or why can't life be that way? So questioning one's religion and one's faith, I think that can lead to a lot of suicidal thoughts, right? If you can't understand anything, and if everything feels too overwhelming because grandma wants you to go to church every Sunday, or because mass is 5 hours long, or, you know, because you can't seem to access in your heart and your soul this God, what is this all about, right? And so a lot of teenagers tend to turn to suicide. It's the only logical, concrete way that they know how to survive. Okay? So the third reason I think most people, primarily adolescents, struggle with suicidal thoughts is a philosophical questioning, right? They want to know, what is this world all about, and why have humans dictated what is right and what's not right, right? Why can't I be beautiful even though I'm African American? Why can't I be beautiful even though I'm Filipino, right? Why does it have to be one group of people that's beautiful? Why does it have to be that I can't be a little bit curvy? Why do I have to be thin? Why do I have to look like I'm not eating, right? So all of those philosophical questions about life can definitely lead one, especially an adolescent, to consider suicide. It's a complex kind of a dilemma when it comes to these types of questions for teenagers. They can't make ends meet. Nothing is sparking any kind of internal inspiration, right? Nothing is sparking some kind of thought process that makes them feel content and satisfied. So they give up, right? They give up. A lot of times, suicidal thoughts don't come until the depression and the anxiety comes. So an adolescent who can't, figure things out, they tend to become anxious about it. And then they ruminate. They think about it over and over and over. And then that process, that obsessive process, leads to depression. And when depression comes, then we have symptoms like poor eating. We also have symptoms like insomnia or sleeping too much, anhedonia, so lack of excitement or pleasure in things once liked and in things once embraced, right? We also have irritability and anger and resentment. And then all of those things, if left untreated for a long period of time, can lead to suicidal thoughts. And I did mention this in the last video, that most adolescents tend to express their passive death wishes. And that would be passive statements such as, I wonder what heaven would be like. I wonder what life would be like without me. I wonder if my family would be happier without me being around. Those are all passive death wishes. And basically what that means is, you're not saying, I'm going to kill myself tomorrow at 5 o'clock and here's how I'm going to do it, right? You're saying, or the teenager is saying, I wonder what life would be like without me. And so that's a passive death wish. It's not a direct statement, but it's a statement that can pique someone's interest and get them worrying about the teen or the individual. So there's one more thing that I want to mention about, I'm trying to find it because I wrote it down, if I can find it. Let's see. Okay, so I want to mention the last question or type of thinking that I think adolescents primarily struggle with, but some adults as well, and that would be nihilistic thinking patterns. Basically, the nihilistic thinking pattern goes like this. Life sucks. I'm never going to be anything. My family has bad genetics. No one in my family is successful. I might as well kill myself. What's the point? That's nihilistic thinking. The world is ending. There's no hope. And so I think a lot of adolescents struggle with that. When they have a hard time seeing, where their life can lead them, that's when they start having nihilistic thoughts. It's really difficult to be positive and motivated about life when you feel that your life is already over. So So let's recap. So we have existential thinking, we have questioning of one's religion and faith, we also have philosophical questioning, and then we have nihilistic thinking as well. And I think all of these things can make suicidal thoughts more likely to occur. Last but not least, delusional thinking patterns. Delusional thinking patterns are challenging because you don't know sometimes if the adolescent is making things up, or if they're really psychotic and delusional. A delusion is a false belief held to be true despite evidence to the contrary. And I'm going to link up in this box on the side here, I'm going to link a video so that you can learn a little bit more about my teaching or my psychoeducation video on delusions. And I also offer tips on how to communicate with someone who's delusional, and that's down in the description box. But if you have an adolescent who has delusional thought patterns, they're thinking things that are not true. And some examples of that might be, Susie talks about me all the time. I hear her in class and the teacher doesn't do anything. Or that child may say, celebrities on TV talk to me and they let me know that I'd be better off dead, right? Those are delusional thought patterns. Unfortunately, when an adolescent or an adult is delusional, it's hard to pinpoint how to treat this individual because medication isn't typically successful and therapy is hard to get them into because a lot of times they don't believe they have a problem. So delusional thought patterns can be really tricky, and like I said, I'm going to put something up in the description box over here, and so you can go ahead and learn a little bit more about that as well. Alright guys, so thanks so much for being with me today. Please hit the like button or the bell on the side, or do both. I encourage you to do both. If you hit the bell on the side, that is subscribing you to my channel, so you get a chance to get videos every time I post a video. And I'm going to be posting videos on suicide twice a week, Monday and Friday, until May the 1st. And then after May the 1st, we're going to be focusing on, twice a week again, Mondays and Fridays, we're going to be focusing on a few things. And I think in my very first video, my welcome video, in the description box, you should be able to see all the topics that I'm going to be talking about on this channel. If you have a suggestion for me, please go ahead and post that in the comments section. I look forward to hearing from you. I also love when you guys hit the like button, because what that does is it pushes my video to the top of the rankings in YouTube, and it makes it available to other people who would benefit from this content. So consider hitting the like button. Also guys, my information, my website, my blog, ways to contact me will be available at the end of the video. And as always guys, I look forward to talking to you. Make sure that you check out my blog at blogs.psychcentral.com/caregivers, and that's blogs.psychcentral.com/caregivers. That's where you're going to find a lot of my blog articles every Wednesday on suicide, depression, anxiety. So there's a variety of topics there. Always looking forward to connecting to you. Love talking to you. Keep the emails coming. You guys are giving me great ideas. So as always guys, I wish you well, and I'll see you soon.